All righty, welcome back everyone to Gordon Phillips Academy. It's Thursday night. It is Forex flight school time. And we've had an interesting development this week thanks to Rohan. Great thanks to Rohan, who put in a Herculean effort to put all those trades into the spreadsheet. How long did it take you to do that?
So I split up the 3 days, so 9 hours, so 3 days, 3 hours per day.
Yeah, a Herculean job. So what I did is I downloaded the spreadsheet just so I could work locally in Excel. I did re-upload it to the drive. So it's what you're seeing here is on the drive. I'm just looking in my local right now. Well, of course, if you put on anything since trade 37, we're not looking at it here, but so have any of the rest of you seen this by any chance? I'm not assuming that you have. Would that
Oh
be a
yeah.
yes?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Pretty awesome.
okay. So um, what Rohan has done is he's put in 37 trades. Most of them have been his spotting. So I had some fun with some of the stats. Started to play around with massaging the data. So we have high quality and tradable, number two, tradable trading. The average was 1.35. Isn't that interesting? So the average setup spot veered closer to being a high quality than otherwise. And almost all of them were primary. The average worked out to almost one. And if we look at the trades in terms of runs, you know what a run is, right? Two trades in sequence. It closes the trade. It's almost exactly historically what it's always been. 68%, 2 out of 3. And then over here, I've got the breakdown by percentage and the breakdown by how much X was produced by each of the 3 trade segments. So far, stop loss recovery is a wash. Extension has barely produced anything. And if we come over to the graph, which is, oh, down here, this is the graph of net X. So the maximum drawdown has been 4x. And if we hypothetically allow take profit to be 1%, that would be so why does that say, oh yeah, that'd be a 12% drawdown. No, that would be that's right, it doesn't have to be multiplied by 3. There we go. That would be a 4% drawdown. So that's almost 10% a month. So the very first 20 trades really just vacillated up and down. They broke even, didn't really break out until trade 20 or so. So the last, 13, 15 trades have been taking the lows higher, usually on a long-term graph like this, when we've got lots and lots of trades. Typically, the production of X tends to make higher lows, although it can go sideways a little bit down for a while, but usually makes higher lows. And so over here, I took the liberty of, rather than leave anything blank, I use O for open and just gave it an orange color like a yellow stoplight. I don't know if they have those in England. I guess they must, right?
Yeah, I've
Oh,
updated some of those, Gordon.
I believe I just like I said, this is 2 days old, 3 days old.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, that as of when I saw it, this is the production that we had. So not bad for a brand new class. Because a lot of these, I don't say this in any criticism. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of trades here. I mean, basically, it's averaging one a day, which is 5 a week, and that's more than the average. Usually, the really good trades, you get 3 or 4 a week. So I suggested that we do this. Throw everything in here and let's see what it looks like. So a lot of these trades were not ideal in terms of their setup. I don't think I would have given them as many ones, but that's okay. But still, it's a great start. So Rohan, did you want to say anything at this point?
Oh no, you can comment on them, or if you think the quality is not one, you can comment on them and say why you think it's not one, and we can learn from them.
Yeah, we can. Were these all put into Facebook?
Yes, I think there's one or two that I've just put them on here, not on Facebook, but most of them, like 98% are from
Okay.
Facebook.
Are there any I have not commented on so far? Because I didn't want to. I'm trying to walk a fine line between giving someone a fish and teaching them how to fish. I don't want to be the guy that looks at everybody's setup and said, well, I wouldn't trade that.
Yeah, I understand.
I wouldn't trade that. Like, I don't think that's a one. I think it's a two. For one thing, it could be discouraging. I want to teach you guys to learn how to have confidence in your own visualization. So a lot of times I've just given it, a thumbs up. Yeah, it's divergence, sure. You know, if you would like me to get together with you, even since most of these are your trades, if you want to get together one-on-one, we could do that and go through them all and really look at them with a, under a microscope.
Yeah, that'd be
Um,
cool.
yeah. So does anyone else have anything they wanted to say about this? No? You guys find this interesting?
I'd be
Yeah,
interested.
Sorry, I was just trying to find my mute button. No, it's very interesting. I love that it coincides with what you were showing during your teaching, and
Yeah.
the other results are awesome.
Yeah.
I hope to start adding myself here in the next day or two. I just
Oh, good.
occupied, but yeah, that's fun.
Good. Did I hear Tony's voice?
Yeah, I just felt, like with what's been going on, I haven't been looking at the charts very much. So I feel bad that I haven't contributed more.
No, you don't have to feel bad. Everybody's life is different. There's no quotas. There's no right or wrong here. This isn't a loyalty, you have your life. If you don't have time, you don't have time.
Yeah, but I have been following, and watching.
Okay, good. Very good. Is there anything currently in Facebook that has not been commented on? Because I've been out a lot today.
I don't
No?
think so. I think it's pretty much
But here's the totality of the spreadsheet when you zoom out and see what it is. This segment up here is the trade. This basic, parameters, market, extension, stop loss, and then a visualization, and then X by trade, and then cumulative X by trade type, and then the total net X.
the visualization visualization you just mentioned.
Yeah.
Are you I didn't have the time to put, are you able to put in, the wins and losses, are you able to put in a formula there whereby, or a conditional format, and where that can get automatically populated
Sure, we can do
whenever?
that. Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
because my eyes
Sure.
go funny and I can't, I'm like, is that a win, is that a loss? And when you get loads of them,
Yeah, we could do that. It's not on my top priority, but
I'll have a look at it. I just didn't have time.
yeah, we could do that. It's like what I used to have, I don't know why we don't have it here. I used to have a column right in this area right here next to trade status where it showed right there if it won
Oh,
or lost.
that'd be cool.
You just
Yeah.
have closed. So I'd have one there, and then one here, and then they just be repeated over here.
Okay.
That's one thing we could do. Just go ahead and put a column for each of these in their respective sections. Because then it's right next to what just happened. At a glance, you can see what it is.
Yeah. I think that might be a best bet.
So the market trades almost 85%. Extension is only 77. That's interesting. Interesting. We'll have to have more data to see if the character of the market has changed in the last 5 or 6 years. It might not trend as much as it used to because it might be more reflective, and volatile. Be interesting to see. And then we can make a determination as to whether it makes sense to just trade the market trade alone, like I've said on our last call or the preceding one. Would it make sense to just trade the market trade by itself? Because it's produced 10x on its own so far. And without having to use the additional orders, there's no babysitting to do. There's no cleaning up open positions. And it enhances opportunity factor, which is how often you can put a trade on and then put the next one on. So this is why this is so important, gathering this data. That's why I was playing around with massaging it here, because this isn't an exercise in being finicky. It's just, it really is instructive. The other thing I didn't do yet, which I thought of, is I have found in the past, I didn't want to say this too early in the class to persuade you one way or the other, the higher time frames tend to have a slightly higher win rate than the lower time frames. So when you spot really good divergence on a 4-hour chart, the market has made a big move. Maybe many double-digit pips, as opposed to something that's just short-term and reactive. But then again, there's a lot fewer of those, right? If all we ever did was trade 4, 3, and 2-hour trades, we'd probably find maybe 5 or 6 a month. So what's interesting here would be to see the correlation between the time frame and the percent wins. Wouldn't that be interesting to see?
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I could actually, I
Yeah.
just thought of that just now. I've done it in the past. I just didn't think of it the other day, but that would
It'd
be
also be
something worth,
interesting to see the
yeah.
spread, the pip spread between the two, or the X factor.
Yeah, the take profit target. Yeah. Also the take profit target. Like, what's the bearing between the take profit target, the time frame, and the win-loss ratio, and how many bars the trade is open? So that's another thing. When we know the timestamp of when it opened and when it closed, we know how many minutes there were between those two events. We then can divide that by the chart minutes we started with, and we know how many bars it took for that trade to close.
Can I say something, Gordon?
Yeah.
So I'm a bit anal on these things, but sometimes I have a wick and then it takes out the TP for us per se, right?
Sir, would you repeat that? I couldn't
Oh,
understand
sorry.
you.
So sometimes I have a wick which takes out the TP.
I have a wick which takes out the TP.
Yeah, like on a candle, the wick on a candle.
Right.
Yeah, which takes out the TP. But then I need to zoom into
So
that.
what does it mean? So explain for everyone else's benefit. What does it mean, quote, that takes out the TP?
So you put a trade on and you got market price and then you got take profit price. And then when you have a wick that takes out the take profit, it's difficult to see exactly at what time that take profit was hit. So I need to go, then
That's your point. Now I understand
yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this is paper trading. We're going to have to estimate some of these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say how granular did you want it? Because I go to
Well,
I
well,
go
just,
to the minute.
well, just be as accurate as you can, but don't drive yourself crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So now I understand. Do everybody remember what a wick even is, what he's talking about? If you're looking at a candlestick, remember
It's
what a candlestick?
the high and the low.
Yeah, if we're looking at a candlestick on any time frame, I'll make one super huge. So
It doesn't even
right
have to
here,
be a wick. It could be a body as well. I'm just
it
using
could be, yep. So right here on this bearish bar, that's the wick up at the top. Okay, that's the tail on the bottom. So during the life of this trade, it opened, because it's a down bar, it opened at the top of the bar. And at some point, the price was up here. So at some point, this was a white bar. It was a bullish looking candle. And then the price receded back to where it started. went all the way down here to be a solid black tube, didn't hold the very bottom and pulled up a little bit and closed right there. So there's the open, there's the close, there's the high, there's the low. This bar over here opened down here, the bottom of the bar, because it's a bullish bar. And at one point was a solid black candle all the way down to there, all the way down to the bottom. Price retreated back up to where it opened and closed right here without even, it closed right at the very top of the bar. So the high and the close were one and the same. So that's what Rowan is talking about. I even pronounced
There's
your
a,
name correct.
a little
right.
tip too, if guys don't know, if you hover over the bar or the candle, sometimes it will tell you, but it'll tell you the stats of the high low over in the top left corner of your graph.
Right, right.
It can be helpful.
Yeah. Why is it not doing it now?
Is on the bottom right, the shimmering numbers at the bottom there. The date.
Oh yeah. But
Bottom
in the
right.
past, sometimes when I'm on MetaTrader, I think things pop right from the screen. No, I must be thinking of TradingView.
It does on MT5. I don't know why it's not doing it on MT4.
Yeah, I thought I saw it just doing it for you a second ago, but maybe not.
So let's look at this one right here. The high and the close are both exactly 147.290. So the one I was showing you there, it really was right to the pip.
And the opening, it shows the time of the opening candle, not the closed.
Right. Now, moving along, and this involves you, Clint. I don't know what to do with this. So the first thing I would do is I would improve these colors a little bit. They're hard to read.
Sure.
You got light green against whatever color that is. And I don't think we don't need initials in these.
Well, I thought that was one of the categories in your chart.
No, I know, but we really don't need it. We also don't need the chart minutes. It's kind of moot.
Well, the thing that this does is it automatically populates that into your chart, so you don't need to enter that in
Well,
your
this
chart.
is what I don't know because I love the work you did. Let me just be right front. There was no instruction.
Sorry,
so it says
put
submit. I have no idea what to do with that. And then you've got data here. I looked at it. I have no idea what to do. I didn't play around with it.
Okay,
So
yeah,
I-
sure.
so
So
I-
if you go back
so-
to that calculator, I could put, yeah, I should have put better instructions. in
No,
here,
no,
but
you don't have to put, me, Gordon, I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Submit
sure.
right,
So
submit
I
right
just
here.
want-
I right click. There was no
Yeah.
link. There was no, I just like, what is
So
that?
if you put, so it's put in some data there and pair 1 and pair 2, or just leave it as is. And if you hit submit, just push that area.
Well, I am, and this is what I'm getting.
Oh.
It lights up like it's a graphic. It's an
Maybe
image.
sharing it broke the link, or because it's supposed to have it has a program linked with it or code linked with it.
No,
It
I
takes
believe
all
you.
that
That's
data.
That's
Is
what
it
I tried. I
because-
couldn't figure it out. I looked at that, then I came
Oh,
over here. I
shoot.
didn't see anything here, so I thought, okay, I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
I'll
Wait a
have to
minute.
have to see if the sometimes sharing it, you lose some of those.
No, I understand, but why don't you and I, once you
Yeah.
straighten it out, why don't you and I book a Zoom, just the two of us,
Okay,
and let's go through this so I completely understand it,
you bet.
and then I can spiff it up or make it kind of class ready, whatever.
Yeah, it's
then we
really
can go-
handy. And that really in the chart, all you ever have to do is add when it closed. Just
So
just
you're saying that once this works correctly,
all
would-
those yellow columns, only
the yellow
thing you
columns.
need to enter is those yellow columns. Yep.
Is this broken because I think Clint shared this on Google Drive, Google Sheets, and I think
Oh,
Gordon, you have downloaded it on the Excel, right? Is that
Yeah.
why it's not?
that could be very well. Yep.
If that makes
Yeah.
sense, Clint.
Yep. So I guess I could see if I can convert it to an Excel version.
Yeah, so here's a question I have.
Yeah.
You said the yellow, this is quality and divergence, but there's no fields here for quality.
We could
divergence.
add that field. I just didn't add that field. I just didn't know. Yeah, we could definitely add
okay.
that field.
Okay, that's another thing that confused me.
That'd be really nice.
I kept going
actually.
back and forth like, I don't understand this. I must
But
not
then
be
all these
smart.
other ones were like their data for after it's closed, which you couldn't really enter until you know it.
Right,
until
right,
it's
right.
happened. But all the dark blue ones, those are automatically populated from the data from the gray or any other columns you add data. So all the dark blue, you don't have to enter anything either.
Okay.
So it really cuts down a lot of the entry.
Oh yeah, of course. That's wonderful.
And then the calculator also, it converts automatically, so you don't have to go 5-digit or 3-digit. If you were to put JPY in the second pair, it automatically switches over to a 3-digit calculator.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Okay.
I need this.
It just sort of keeps you focused in one spot. And then I added what you've had in the past, Gordon. You've had it where it says, yes, you've got the numbers correct. If you're trying to sell, or if you have the numbers wrong, it'll say bad. And then over in the SLR or the stop loss recovery trade, it added the buy or sell, so you knew to also don't keep doing the same trades you've been doing. Like you got to do the opposite.
Right.
So it's kind of nice that way.
The
But
thing
yeah, there's definitely room for improvement.
well, the thing I thought of when I saw it one moment,
Yeah, sorry that didn't work. It's a bummer.
I
But
thought
yeah.
of when I saw it was, rather than put the direction in, then have it report whether it was good or not, put the data in first, and then just have it say what to do.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Sell or buy. That's it. It just tells you what to do. It doesn't have to validate itself. Just says sell or buy.
Other than if you accidentally put your numbers in backwards, like, I guess that's where.
Well, how would it know you did that? How could any version of it know you did that? If you data entry into the wrong cells,
Oh,
right?
Well,
yeah.
because
garbage
I think the way it validates it was like if it's a cell. Yeah, that's true. Then if it's
Oh,
a
I
cell,
see. Your point is what the intent was.
Yeah.
Okay, well then keep it the way you've got it.
Because you know how, I don't know if anybody else gets that way, but you start, go to make the trade, or you're ready to, you're like, oh, this is great, and then you just numbers start going gobbledygook.
I agree with you 100%. I think this is a great tool.
Yeah, we'll get this
Well-
between you two geniuses. We'll get this thing working correctly,
Okay.
and then we'll share it with everybody.
Yeah, this may work on Google Sheets, because I think he shared it on Google Sheets. I think it's just an issue with it can't convert the code to Excel properly. I think that's the discrepancy there, potentially.
Well, it would have to be able to be used in native Excel.
Some things don't work properly when you have it set up on Google Sheets. It doesn't correctly.
Yeah, we'd have to, because the submit button actually links
Yeah.
to a whole different kind of tool actually that has code in it.
But why couldn't it be like an old-fashioned macro?
Well, it could be, I guess, that's just, we just have to figure out what platform we're using it. If we want it in Excel, we can convert it that way for sure. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's you and I get together and make it happen.
Because I mean, if the class is if we're entering the data as a class in the Google Sheets, that's why I did it in the Google Sheet version.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think we're off to a really good start here. Yes, no, otherwise?
Yeah, no, yes, I love it.
Yeah.
I can share it.
I'm
with
not
you.
looking for applause. I'm just looking for, sometimes you feel like you're talking to a still life, like, hello. Come on, I'm kidding you guys. All right. What else can we do right now to make this productive? If any of you need personal support, please reach out. There is always an element of, I don't want to use the word embarrassment, but of, feeling a little awkward in plain view. Everybody's looking at you. If you want to get together with me privately and talk about any challenges you're having, anything at all, please let me know. Okay? And Rowan
Yeah,
and Clinton, we'll get together individually and go over our stuff.
that'd be cool. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Well, I don't have anything else right now. We just got to keep soldiering on here. Douglas and Tony, anybody need anything right now?
No, thank you.
No,
Okay.
this is a
I
lot
know-
to look at and process. And like I said, it's just about doing it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
no,
commit to the class to add a couple this week too, just to participate in the sheets.
Yeah. And Ben I don't know why he hasn't joined us. He's been in touch on Facebook, but I'll reach out to him too. All right, well then, that being the case, I'll turn off the recorder. I'll thank everybody for joining us. Say ta-ta. We'll be back next Thursday.